Get a lot of questions on does solar work and is it a scam? And here I'm going to tell you it's not and show you how it's working in my house. Perfect day for solar, not a cloud in the sky. At least not yet. The next part will be how much my rooftop solar produces into my main panel. I have about 54 some odd panels sitting on the roof, and my house is not ideal for solar. A panel board or main breaker board, and I'll show you the power of solar. So here I've got my solar coming in, and it kind of goes down here and into the breaker box. So I'm right down here at the bottom. So I'm gonna tap this with a current probe or current meter and show you what the actual system on the roof is doing. So this is one of my inputs. I've got another one that I got to move over and do some finagling here, but I'll show you that one as well. That's another input to this box here. So I got another array to this box, and eventually I'll combine them to where they all come over here. But they're all breakered, and all the safety stuff is good to go. But let me show you this one. All right, so I'm located at this breaker here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a current probe and tap onto, you can see it back here, the line back here, and see what we're doing. So I'm gonna use this Klein probe here, set it up to amps. All right, so I was able to actually clamp on a little bit lower, so I've got these two hot legs that kind of wrap around and then go through this right angle and up to the conduit here. So I'm able to, I don't know if you can see this in here, these two lines kind of wrap around anyway. So I'm pulling about, well, looks like 44.1 amps, so that's roughly, I want to say 11 and a half or 12 kilowatts if you do the math. So this is a significant amount of current that solar system is producing. So if you want to figure out the power, multiply that 44 amps times the mains voltage, which is right around 244 to 246, and that'll tell you how much power this thing is producing. So it's doing really well. So right to this date, I've already produced 50 kilowatt hours, enough to run my house and a lot of other stuff and charge a car, and so it's really worked well. So again, this is proof positive that solar does work. It's really powerful, and what can I say? That's it. Okay, this is my main solar disconnect here, or majority of the arrays come in. I still got one more to kind of, I'm going to put another box over here, but basically this is where all the power comes in. And in case of emergency, you can flip everything off here. So I'm going to go and show you what each one of these arrays are producing. I've got 3 strings coming in here, and then I got another string on the back side, and that comes into a separate breaker panel, but they'll eventually get combined into, I'll put another box here, and then this will all be co-located. Okay, so here are my 3 inputs, bank 1, 2, and 3. They go to these 3 breakers, and then behind this little facade here is where all the wiring comes in. Alright, so here's the wiring. My 3 strings come in here, 1, 2, 3, get combined, and then go into the breaker panel in here. So I'll measure each one of these strings. Alright, so string 1's about 21/8. See if I can get in here. String 2 is about 15. third one's about, looks like 6. The total going into the system is on this leg. So we've seen about 41 amps. So again, some clouds must have passed over, but anyway, so these 3 strings are producing 41 amps in the main breaker panel. Okay, this is 11 panels for my ground mount. That's on some temporary stands until I get something a little bit more permanent, but here's what it looks like. So these are Canadian 330 watt solar panels, and the solar panels I got on the roof are mixed between 280 and 290 watt Solar World panels, and they've been really great panels from both vendors, and I'm really happy with the power that I'm producing. Here's my other array that's going into this breaker panel. It's breakered by a 30 amp breaker, so let me pull this off and I'll show you the current that thing's pulling. Okay, so we're at the breaker with the panel removed. These are my current transformers that measure the power through my TED energy monitoring system. And so here is the 30 amp breaker. That's connecting my other 11 odd panels. So we'll put this Klein meter on here. And as we can see, we're pulling right around 10 amps, say 10.2. So that's, if you add the 10.2 and the 44, we're at roughly 50 some odd amps. And you multiply that by the incoming line voltage, which is, I don't know, somewhere between 244 and 246. So that will give you right around 13,000 watts or 13 kilowatts of power, give or take. You know, a couple, 200-300 watts, and again, depends on when I'm measuring this. There'll be some fluctuations, but you know, it's definitely over 12 kilowatts of power that the system's producing. So again, this powers a lot of my home's energy needs, charges 2 cars, runs basically my whole house. So solar does definitely work. There's no way around it. Here's living proof. I've also, you know, over the last, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years here, after I've been kind of monkeying around with energy efficiency and, you know, sealing up my house and just looking how I can make my situation more energy efficient, you know, I've been able to basically remove almost all of my utility bills with the addition of another car. I've maybe have $50 now, but so I got to be able to go through and see what else I can reduce and try and get my energy cost to actually 0. So that's the name of the game here. But anyway, so solar works, and if you're interested in doing it, I would definitely go for it. It's been kind of a fun ride trying to figure out power and energy and, you know, what goes where and who uses what, and just trying to figure out the energy envelope of the house. And this has just really been it's been a great experience to try and figure out what this is consuming and what's going on. All right, there's my system in a nutshell. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you want to know other details about my solar system or want to see similar solar videos. I'd like to see what everybody likes to look at.